Hello everyone. Today I've got a video topic. It's based on a book I read called Born to Run. Here it is, Born to Run. It's a good book. It's about Tarahumara. I think I might mention this in my last book, but anyway. I'm reading through the book, and a lot of it seems to be that one of the problems with running nowadays is there's so much money involved. Because back in the good old days, before all this money, before people could actually enjoy because they're saying that if you expect nothing from running, you will enjoy it more. So here we go. So I've got some notes here. The 1970s in America, the American marathon runners were a lot better than they were at the time this book was written. I think this book's written maybe say about 10, 12 years ago, maybe 13. Yeah, if I take a guess from reading, I'd say it was written in 2004. But yeah, so the standard in America has actually gone up, but at that stage it's pretty lower than this now. But anyway, so 1970s, American marathon runners were like an isolated outcasts. So yeah, I thought runners were like isolated outcasts today as well, but I don't know. Well, I guess more people do it nowadays, so maybe not so much as they were back in those days. But I'd say it was more rare for them to run back then. So they're like the Tarahumara tribe. They're different from everyone else. They don't go by society's rules, so to speak. Like when they're out running, they're doing their own thing. It's their time. Nobody's telling them what to do because there's so few of them, and they're just kind of enjoying themselves. So run for love, relying instinct, and crude instinct. Yeah, so relying instinct, go by feel, crude instinct. I'm not sure what that means. Shoes were just flat sole and laces, no motion control, and arch sports, no heel, no pad. Yeah, so the shoes there were more like minimalist than they are today. And I see nowadays, you got all these great runners, you got all this specialized running shops, so much money involved, so many injuries at the same time. Like, Jesus, there's so much money involved. If it's such a multi-million euro industry or whatever, multi-million dollar, pound, whatever, then why aren't they running faster? That's what I just don't understand, man. Surely should be running faster, but not in Ireland. Ireland's standards pretty poor. I think like the fastest 5,000 time this year was like 13:52. A lot of the better guys are getting injured. Shoes. Yep. So I'll get back onto that soon. So they ran twice, sometimes 3 times a day. So yeah, it says here there are 2 buddy for so-called competitors. Yeah, you might see that in the running world. People are all friendly. Like sometimes you see in other sports, I think it's just a joke. This is not the right thing to do. People be going over and they'd be showing off. After a match is finished, they'd be fighting with the other teams, and they'd be saying, "Oh, we should have won this. Oh, should have gone our way, I guess. Oh, he shouldn't have done this. We deserve to win this." And they have all these biased opinions, and they think their words are going to get them somewhere. They're not, obviously. I mean, if you lose a match 2-0, I mean, why argue and moan about it? Sure, what good is that going to do? Sure, it's over. You might as well just focus on the future and focus on training, focus on the positives instead. I think that's what runners are like. It's like the best runners there, they give it their very best when they're out there, but afterwards, it's over. I mean, what's the point of arguing about it? I think that's a good mentality. It's just sports like football are just an absolute joke, to be honest. So I was so ignorant they didn't know they were supposed to be getting injured and burn out. Instead, we're fast. Oh yeah, because they're saying, oh, on that amount of high mileage running on the roads, whenever you're just going to get injured nowadays. Oh, you need to be doing spending more time lying on your back doing massage. You need to be doing more time cross training. You need to be massaging all that crap, and you need to be resting more. But no, not them. They weren't resting so much, and yeah, they're decent. So says something about it. So by the early 80s, Boston Track Club had 6 guys who could run a 2:12 marathon, or even under. I'd say. I mean 2:12. I'd say that means 2:12 or under. And I said, now 20 years later, some no 2:12 in the country. Yeah. So so in one club in one city, they had 6 guys who could run that now, or then, like recently enough, but not that recent. 0. They're going downhill because all the money's making them slower. Yeah, and yeah, that's the thing. It's like, oh, you have all this money. These guys are sponsored and all this. You get life too easy. Sure, you can earn a living. You just run. You've enough money to take care of yourself every day, whatever. But back then I'd say these guys were working full time. They'd just be out running, and instead of running seeming like something all serious, your main occupation, your main way of cash. If you're not going to running, you're not going to earn that cash. They just thought it was something fun to do, to get out of the old work, whatever they're doing. I don't know. Well, I'm sure they're all doing something different anyway. So Olympics open to professional after 1984 Olympics. Yeah, this is when it all changed. So here, there's some advice for Vigil. I forget what his full name is. He's like a doctor. So ask nothing from running. Vigil one runners. There's two goddesses in your heart: goddess of wisdom and wealth. So you have to go for the goddess of wisdom first, and wealth will get jealous and follow. So that's enough about that. So what next? Hey. So there's a guy there called Mika True. He's like the white horse. This is before he died. He died in 2012. He so obviously this book was made before 2012, published. So this guy Mika True, he used to get a lot of injuries. Actually, I'll start off somewhere else. There's like an ultra marathon in a place called Leadsville in the United States. There's this woman called Ann Trassen. She was the American. She was expected to win the Tarahumara. She only goes in sandals, so they didn't want them to win. This guy called Rick Fisher. He's a bit of an arso who organized the whole thing. This is in 1994, and Ann Trassen, they were like more or less level up to the 40-mile mark, and then they stopped like to get massages or get food or get checked, see if they could go on, because at that stage they'd run so long. They had to make sure they're okay to run. And so Ann Trassen, she just goes off, takes the lead. She's leading from there, and it looks like she's going to win the whole way. At the 72-mile mark, she was 22 minutes ahead. You have to remember they're going through like forest trails, so they weren't going that fast. You couldn't really go that fast on these forest trails for 100 miles. No, it's not possible. Even the car be going slow on that. Okay, so so Juan got away. There's a guy there called Juan. He was going back. He got away from his pacer. I just started to go for it. This is like the thing about the Tarahumara. They're so patient. It's like the first half is slow, and then they speed up. It's like a progression. That's the natural way of doing it if you're going for like a long run. As you might notice, if you're just out for like a long easy run, you always start off slow because you maybe you're doing a session the day before, your legs are sore, you have to ease your way into it, and then the pace starts to get faster and faster. Starts to get faster. I don't know, whatever you want to do. You want to go up or down, whatever. And even the strap came off his sandals and he had to re-sew it. So that was a distraction for him. So he passed Anne with 10 miles left, and Anne decided to quit. I wouldn't quit even if I'd never do something like that. I guess when we're all emotional or something. So her husband got her moving again, but one finished in 17 hours 30 minutes, which according to my calculation is 10.5 minute mile pace. But I guess that terrain, whatever, it's pretty good. So breaking the course record by 25 minutes. So yeah, Tarahumara, yay, they win. So at the end, the organizers started arguing aggressively. Like this guy Rick Fisher, they're just I didn't go into some great detail, but they kept having to go at each other, arguing for some reason. Where is it at? Yeah. So I've said I didn't prepare for this video as much as I should have. But anyway, just read there that the reason was because people were trying to take pictures, and this guy called Rick Fisher, he demanded loads of money for them taking the pictures. And, for him it was all about money. They were just shouting at each other, getting in range, and it's a Tarahumara. It was just unpleasant. They see running as fun. They're like kids. It's like imagine kids just playing around in a playground or something, playing this type of game, and then they're finished and they're like, yay, and then they get their parents screaming at each other, you're not paying for any of this, taking photos of my kids, you have to pay big money if you want to do that, and getting into a really aggressive fight. Obviously that's not going to go well for them, so they just run back to the canyons, and then go back to Leadsville again because they just felt they didn't like it. They didn't like the whole idea of this whole money thing, all the aggression, all the fighting over stuff. And Mika True, the white horse, or Cabello Blanco, I mentioned him already. He went to before I moved on to Tarahumara, he went on to move there with them. He had a lot of injuries. I think he was in his 40s by this stage, and he just decided to run with his sandals instead of the old runners he had. And he ended up getting injured a lot less because of it, and he got so much stronger because of it, and he just couldn't believe it, and he was just getting so strong, and more notes here, hey! So, Rick Fisher made things awkward with Tara, once refusing to pay the race fee. Yeah, getting into he was just making things difficult for them, and he's just being awkward, and it just made the whole thing difficult and not fun at all. So that's what their Team Tarahumara disbanded. Yeah, because they felt like this whole competitive world, this whole money world, this whole commercial world where you compete, you're a competition with everyone. They didn't really like the idea of that. They like running for fun, and that's the way they do it. Tara have no money, but no one is poor. They share. Yeah. So if you ask for a glass of water, they let you stay in their house, or if you ask to come outside, they bring you in. So yeah, obviously this is like they're like hunter gatherers, really, maybe a step above hunter gatherers, I'd say. They say they're like the Stone Age, and yeah, as you can see that they take care of each other a lot more. They unlike now, it's just like every man for himself in some ways. Let me get through why do I started running in sandals after. Oh yeah, I already mentioned that. Yeah, so yeah, this is it really. So you know, all the money involved in running, not doing the sport much good, I don't think. You know, if the standard in the West is getting lower and lower. So yeah, I think, you know, if you're a runner, try not to think too much about your goals ahead. I'm trying to do that more. I'm trying to enjoy my training more. Not think too much about my goals. Not thinking about what other people think. It's like, oh, I ran a 9:06 3K. Geez, are people going to be laughing at me for that? Because, you know, there's some other guy that ran 8:40 for the 3K. And I feel like I should be doing better than them. No. Running's not like that. Or it's not supposed to be like that. I think it's meant to be about fun. Don't ask for anything from running. I already mentioned this earlier, but I want to mention it again because it's very important. And you will get a lot from it. So comment below what you think. Have you read the book Born to Run? What do you think about it? What do you think about the Tarahumara? What do you think about the whole thing? The difference between them, these guys, Stone Age guys with sandals, and the modern world where everyone's obsessed with all these fancy runners, like, oh, look at me and my runners. Yeah, they're not particularly fancy, but they're more fancy than sandals. Those runners, so you get them at £5 pennies or something like that. Okay, so anyway, this is my video for today. Do what you feel like. Maybe like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you another time. Goodbye.